Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be discussing D3 scales. D3 scales are powerful tools you can use to transform data. And they're useful for more than just doing graphing or data science. You can use them in a lot of places where you're working with numbers or even strings where you otherwise wouldn't have expected to be able to do that. So let's start by jumping right in and making some scales in D3. To code along at home, go to the website d3js.org and then open up your DevTools with Control-Shift-I on the PC or Command-Option-I on the Mac. On the website D3JS, the library D3 is already here for us to play with. So let's start by making a scale. If you go press d3.scale and press a dot, Chrome will show you all the different kinds of scales that D3 has. It has a lot, and I encourage you to look into the other kinds of scales. Today, we're just going to be talking about linear and ordinal. The first kind of scale we're going to talk about is linear scales. So a linear scale can be used to transform numbers in a linear fashion. This is easier demonstrated. So we'll start by defining a scale. Var 2% equals D3 scale.linear. Now we're going to imagine a scale where we have an application and numbers come in the form of a decimal, let's say, 0.05, and we want to convert that to something that can be a percent, like 5. So let's make a scale to do that. So we've defined 2% as a linear scale, and we'll define the domain. This is the range of inputs that it understands. In this case, since we're talking about a number that would be a percent, we'll say from 0 to 1, as in 0.05. Now we have to define the range, and the range is the range of numbers it can output. Since we're trying to get a whole number out of this, we'll say 0 to 100 is the range. Now if we pass our scale a number, like 0.05, it returns 5. Try yourself. So that's a cool way to use scales, but they're a bit more powerful. That's an easy calculation. Let's try another. So what if we wanted to do something a bit trickier, like converting degrees Celsius and degrees Fahrenheit? Well, we could find a JavaScript function to do that or write it ourselves, or we can use a D3 range for total awesomeness. So we'll define a new D3 scale, var Celsius to Fahrenheit, that's hard to spell, equals d3.scale.linear. And we're going to define its range, and here I'm just going to use the numbers that I've gotten off this website to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. So we'll take a range of numbers from negative 273 degrees Celsius, which is absolute zero, to 1,000 degrees Celsius. And we'll say Celsius to Fahrenheit dot domain. Now we'll say Celsius to Fahrenheit dot range, and this is the range of numbers it can output. So this will be our range of Fahrenheit. And absolute zero in Fahrenheit is about 459 degrees, and 1,000 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit is 1,832. So now we have Celsius to Fahrenheit. Let's see if it works. We'll pass it in a temperature. 22 degrees Celsius, 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Looks about right. So now we've created a reusable application to convert degrees Celsius into Fahrenheit using D3 scales. That's awesome!